This video is for people born after 1980, also known as millennials or Generation X, and Generation I don't know who the hell I am. This video will include several helpful tips to help the millennial navigate their way through the new car purchase. There'll be lots of options in the new 2019 Nissan, which I'm sure that the millennials will enjoy. We would first like to introduce you to the exterior of the vehicle. You'll notice here in the picture, this is the front of the vehicle. Never stand in front of it, and this always helps you orientate about which direction you want to go. Around the back side of the vehicle, also known as the rear of the vehicle, you also do not want to be standing back here while operating the vehicle. This compartment of the vehicle is known as the rear hood. It used to be considered the trunk, but due to today's unacceptable orientation or sexual orientation, the elephants has demanded that we no longer use the word trunk to refer to this storage cavity. This little device is known as a lift. The lift is useful for changing tires, jacking up the car to change the oil, multiple other reasons that you'd want to lift the car. This device used to be called a jack, but due to sexual orientation again, and people not wanting to use male names for certain objects or female names for certain objects, it's been changed to lift. This round object is known as a spare tire. These are useful if you happen to have a flat while driving your new Nissan. All you have to do to change this flat tire is to take out the lift device, place it underneath the car, take the spare tire, place it near the front right corner of the vehicle, park on the side of the road, and wait for an adult to come by and rescue you. This large object is known as a motor or an engine, and it's usually fired by gasoline, which has been done that way for 130 years now. But due to the rising cost of gasoline, due to the current political party, you may have to contact your parents or some other affiliation to get some funds so that you can put gas in your vehicle. This device is known as a pollution vacuum. As you're driving down the street at 45-50 miles an hour, it creates a vacuum in the engine cavity or compartment, which sucks all of the dirt, the trash, the leaves, and any other obstacle or chemical that's polluting the ozone. It traps it into this device, and then once every 3 months you open your hood and remove all of the loose particles and components, and then you'll be doing your part to prevent global warming. This device is one of the most important features of your new vehicle. You'll notice the flat spot at the bottom of the round object. That's the steering wheel. The flat spot represents which direction you're going. You'll notice if it's on the bottom, you're going straight. If it's pointing to the right, you're going to turn left. If it's pointing to the left, you're going to turn right. If it's at the top position, then you're probably going backwards. This image shows the GPS seat location, which is where the person on your right, or also known as the passenger, will be constantly spouting out directions, telling you when to turn, when not to turn, to speed up or slow down. This is a critical component of the vehicle. This image reflects the rear GPS coordinates. This is also where you're going to be receiving constant directions, communications, from the person riding to your immediate back right, which is going to be behind you on your right side. They will try to overshout the person sitting in your right front seat. It's up to you to decide which of these GPS conditions you're going to follow. This image shows where the children usually ride, in the center of the car, which is the safest. They also may be shouting directions from one point to another. This position is the all-critical backup GPS system in case the position 1, front passenger seat, or position 2, rear passenger seat, cannot communicate wisely upon which direction you're supposed to be following. Then you will resort to listening to the GPS in position number 3. This person is probably the smartest person in the car. He knows to ride behind the driver to prevent injury in case of an accident. On the instrument panel, you'll notice that there's a position in the center of the speedometer and the RPM gauge, which in this condition is showing no warnings. If there was any political warnings that you need to be advised of off of CNN, or CSNBC. This is where your news will pop up. It's normally fed by Facebook, which we all know has always factual and got current and up-to-date information. Please follow any directions that you see in this warning indicator. If it tells you to pull over and park, do so. If it tells you to wear a mask, do so. Another key component of the 1999 Nissan is an indicator that shows the buoy temperature on the Atlantic, Pacific, and Central Ocean. This helps global warmist people who are concerned with global warming of what the temperature gauges are reading in the ocean. There are two of these devices in the car, one on the left and one on the right, our driver's side and passenger side. If you pull this down, it helps you to restrict the sun from shining in your eyes if it's a bright sunny day. It also helps you, if you look to your right, you'll see a device that's reflective and you can see into the back seat. If there's an extremely ugly person right in the back seat, you can pull the visor down, slide it over to the right, and cover up the mirror, which is the off position for the visor. This option is one of the latest in the industry standards. It's a selfie camera. To use this, all you do is put your face against the radio display, press and hold the camera button, and pucker your lips to make the original selfie images that everyone takes these days. If you're not happy with how the picture comes out or the image is a little blurry, you move too fast, all you have to do is simply push the back button and erase it and re-record it. Notice the button on the dash that shows the sun and the moon. This is a really important feature if you wake up late, you overslept, you stayed out partying all night, and you're trying to get to some place when it's still daylight. All you have to do is simply push the sun button to extend the daylight hours, or the moon button if you'd rather drive at night, since you're up anyway. You'll also notice two buttons beneath your radio, which means lower than your radio, that says front and rear. And then you have some squiggly lines going from the front and some squiggly lines coming out of the rear. If you push this button, that tells you that there is slippery roads ahead and to use caution. If you push the rear button, that means slippery roads are behind you, and you'll pre-warn the people following you so that they know that there's slippery roads ahead and can activate their front slippery road button. In most cars today, there is an object located in the lower center of the car that has a cap on it that you open up and a shiny hole. To use this, you lick your finger, stick your finger into the hole, and make sure that you contact your finger all the way around that round shiny rim. This will awaken you in case you start getting sleepy on long trips and you can't find any place in the world to get any Red Bull. You just insert your finger in there and it'll instantly wake you up so that you can resume your travels. Another good feature of this vehicle is that it has a push sensor. Your car becomes disabled on the side of the road and you need to get pushed to the next convenience store or back to your mom and dad's place. When the big four-wheel drive truck comes up behind you and is lining up to push you to your next destination, simply depress the emergency brake all the way to the floor. Make sure that it makes good contact right when he is making contact with your vehicle. You're doing a great job following directions and learning a lot about your new vehicle, and I'm sure you're excited to get out on the road. But there's a few more features that we have to discuss before you're ready to go. If you look around somewhere on the dashboard, you'll see a picture of the side of a vehicle with the front hood open. This is also considered to be an air brake. So if you're going 65 miles an hour down the interstate and you notice a DPS trooper sitting on the side of the road, radaring you, checking your speed, and you want to slow down quickly without applying your brakes, simply pull the hood lever. The hood will disarm or disengage, pop up, and cause such a draft or drag that it'll immediately slow down the vehicle. Use caution though when doing this, as sometimes it obstructs your vision. The next thing we would like to discuss with you is the fuel sensor. You'll notice somewhere on your left-hand side of your car, which is also known as the driver's side, there'll be a gas pump, or similar to a gas pump. It's an icon on a lever that you can pull. When you start running low on gas and you're out in the middle of anywhere and you see no help in sight for getting any more fuel, all you have to do is pull over on the side of the road, pull that thing, that little knob up that's got the gas pump on it, and sit there and wait. And the atmosphere, which we have heavily polluted with carbon monoxide and fuel fumes, things like that, it obtains all of these particles and brings them into your car and replenishes your fuel tank. It also helps clean up the environment. We're getting close to the end. We also wanted to bring up something that's a green button that has ECO on it, which stands for eco or economical. This will allow you to conserve energy by dropping a 1,000-foot extension cord out of the rear of the vehicle that you can plug into your parents' house, and then you can continue on your way with your electric car until you reach the limit of 1,000 feet. Then you'll need to exit the vehicle, roll up the cord, find the nearest electrical outlet, replug it up, let it sit there and charge for 2 or 3 hours, then get in and go on your way again for another fabulous 1,000-foot trip. Earlier we mentioned that you could adjust the daytime and nighttime settings of the atmosphere while you're driving. This object or device allows you to more intensely set the daytime and nighttime scenery or atmosphere around you. If you want less daylight, you just simply press the negative button. If you want more daylight, you press the positive button or the plus button. If you back up and make a mistake, all you have to do is hit trip reset, and it'll reset the sun to sunrise so that you can start this process over again. The next button we're going to go over is the OK button, or if the steering wheel is in its reverse position, it will say KO. Turn the steering wheel back to where it reads OK. This is a directional indicator, which is easy to use for your finger while driving down the road. You can alert the car as to which direction you're going to go, left, right, up, or down, indicated by the arrows. As a millennial, you have noticed that it's often hard to communicate or to talk to others, so they've inserted a device in the center of the steering wheel that has a picture of a right horn and a left horn. If you look right in the center of the steering wheel, there it is, that's it right there. If you're wanting to warn somebody that you're fixing to turn left, simply press the horn button on the left. If you want to warn them that you're going to the right, simply press the horn button on the right. This allows good communications and let them know that you're a millennial and that you're operating a motorized vehicle. I know that you've taken in a lot. This has been a lot to learn, and we're just about there. You're just about ready to set off on your adventure. But we do want to go over one of the most critical components of the vehicle is going to be located in the center console, or near the center of the console in your vehicle, and it's going to be indicated by a red triangle or sometimes a yellow triangle. If you are a liberal or a millennial, anytime you get into your vehicle to operate your vehicle, always press this icon. It's very important and critical so that you alert other drivers around you that you're a liberal or that you voted Democrat. So it's very important to let others around you know this so that they can keep their eye out for you, pull over and get off the road while you're passing. It's just general courtesy. Please do your part in protecting Republicans and conservatives. Today there are lots of vehicles that look very similar to each other, the same colors. You can pull up in a parking spot, park right next to an identical car that looks just like yours, and get into the vehicle. And if you go to open the console in the middle of the seat, or the glove box, or down to the right hand side of the console, or behind the rear seat, or even accidentally open the trunk, and you notice one of these devices in there, this is called an automatic hole punch, you are in the wrong car if you are a liberal or you have voted Democrat, because this is a true sign that this is a Republican vehicle, and this hole punch will probably be used on you as soon as the owner finds out that you're in his vehicle. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We hope that you picked something up from this. You're now ready to set sail on your journey. All you have to do now is put the 3 masks on that you have tucked away in your console, roll down your windows, turn on the heater, and have a great day and a safe trip.